Why did South Korea rise to become a global tech hub, while North Korea remains trapped in poverty and isolation? Why did West Germany thrive under capitalism, while East Germany collapsed under communist rule? These aren't coincidences. They're controlled experiments in two radically different economic systems, capitalism and communism, played out in real time. Today, we won't take sides with ideology. We'll look at the facts, the data, and the human outcomes behind both systems. Hi, I'm Julian, and this is Atlas Economy. In this video, we're going deep into capitalism versus communism, not with slogans, but with evidence. We'll break down GDP growth, innovation, poverty levels, human development indicators, and how these systems actually impact people's lives. We'll look at real-world examples backed by solid data. We'll define key economic terms clearly, and at the end, you decide which system offers a better future. What are we comparing? Let's start with definitions. Capitalism is an economic system where private individuals or companies own the means of production. Factories, land, businesses, and prices are determined by supply and demand in free markets. It thrives on competition, innovation, and profit incentives. Communism, on the other hand, is a system where the state controls the means of production, and wealth is distributed with the goal of eliminating class divisions. In theory, no one owns property. Everyone shares everything equally. Sounds noble in principle, but how does it actually work when tested in real-world conditions? Case Study 1, North Korea versus South Korea. After the Korean War ended in 1953, both North and South Korea were devastated. Their economies were in ruins, with GDP per capita under $100. They shared the same language, culture, and history. Fast forward to today. South Korea, capitalist and democratic, has a GDP per capita of over $33,000. It's home to Samsung, Hyundai, LG, and ranks among the most technologically advanced nations on Earth. North Korea, a closed communist dictatorship, has a GDP per capita of around $700, one of the lowest in the world. It faces regular food shortages, energy crises, and international isolation. Why such a dramatic divergence? Because capitalism in South Korea allowed foreign investment, private enterprise, rapid industrialization, while North Korea enforced strict central planning, state control over all production, and total economic isolation. Ultimately, each system reflects different priorities. For example, North Korea prioritizes control and equality, while South Korea has focused on growth, openness, and innovation. Case Study 2, East versus West Germany. After World War II, Germany was split into two ideologically opposed states. West Germany, supported by Western democracies, adopted capitalism and free markets. East Germany, controlled by the Soviet Union, embraced communism and central planning. By 1989, when the Berlin Wall fell, the economic contrast was undeniable. West Germany's GDP per capita, over $15,000. East Germany's GDP per capita, just $5,000. Source: World Bank 1990. In the East, people stood in line for basic goods, bread, butter, even toilet paper. The economy was stagnant. Innovation lagged. The Stasi, the secret police, monitored citizens. After reunification, West Germany had to invest over $2 trillion into the East to modernize infrastructure and boost productivity. Even today, over 30 years later, parts of Eastern Germany still trail the West economically. Economic metrics comparison. Let's break it down with hard data. Here's how capitalist economies compare to communist or formerly communist ones across 4 key metrics. 1. GDP growth of capitalist countries average 3 to 5% growth per year. Communist states often see growth rates under 1% or even negative. 2. Innovation. According to the Global Innovation Index 2023, among the 10 most innovative countries, we find the United States, Switzerland, and South Korea included, all of which are capitalist. No communist country appears on the list. 3. Human Development Index, HDI. HDI includes life expectancy, education, and income. The US scores 0.92, Germany 0.94. Cuba scores 0.77, decent for healthcare and literacy, but dragged down by low income. O North Korea, not listed due to lack of transparent data. 4. Poverty rates OUS, 11.5%, O South Korea, 10%, O North Korea, estimated over 60% living in absolute poverty. This isn't ideology, it's data. Strengths of each system. Let's be fair, both systems have strengths and weaknesses. Capitalism promotes innovation and growth. In South Korea, capitalism fostered rapid industrialization and transformed the country into a global technology leader with companies like Samsung and Hyundai. Encourages consumer choice. Markets offer variety and quality through competition. Drives economic growth. The United States, a capitalist economy, had a GDP of over $25 trillion in 2023, with constant technological innovation and job creation. But capitalism also generates inequality. In the United States, the richest 1% own more than 30% of the national wealth. Prone to crises. The 2008 financial crisis led to global recessions and mass unemployment. Communism focuses on equality and basic needs. In Cuba, education and healthcare are universal and free. The country has a literacy rate of 99.8% and a life expectancy of 78 years. It eliminates extreme poverty in theory by providing housing, food rations, and employment. In other words, the state provides everything. But also, low productivity and shortages. Cuba, despite its achievements, suffers from frequent blackouts, food shortages, outdated infrastructure, and limited freedom of expression. Limited freedoms. In North Korea, private enterprise is prohibited, and the government strictly controls all aspects of life. There is no freedom and resource production. In conclusion, capitalism fosters growth and innovation, but can deepen inequality. Communism prioritizes social welfare, but often struggles with inefficiency. Most modern economies, like Sweden or Germany, combine both, aiming to balance economic freedom with social protections. So, why do people still debate this? Because no system is perfect. Capitalism can produce great wealth and great inequality. It rewards risk, but sometimes leaves people behind. Communism promises fairness, but often ends in authoritarianism, economic collapse, or isolation. Some nations have taken a third path, social democracies, capitalism with redistribution, not communism. Countries like Sweden, Finland, and Denmark embrace capitalist markets while maintaining a strong welfare state. You still have private ownership, competition, and profit, but also safety nets and public services. Maybe the answer isn't either or, but something in between. Final thoughts. When we look at the outcomes, innovation, prosperity, freedom, opportunity, capitalism consistently outperforms communism on nearly every metric. But let's be honest, unregulated capitalism also creates winners and losers, and unchecked greed can destroy lives. The real question isn't, should we choose capitalism or communism? It's, how do we build systems that are fair, free, and functional for the people who live in them? That's the debate worth having. Now, it's your turn. Which system do you think creates a better society? Capitalism, communism, or a mix? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you learned something new, give this video a like. And if you want more content that breaks through the noise with facts and clarity, subscribe to Atlas Economy.